Hey everybody, I'm Tommy Scoville. I'm the captain of the lifeboat, and we're all in this together. People, thanks for all the comments. I tried to answer most of them. I hope I got back to everybody. If I didn't, I promise you I will. Appreciate everybody. I think a lot of good is going to come out of this, and I think that that's going to help me with the whole process of grieving this. I mean, I read all the books on the grieving process and the 7 steps, and that you go through, and obviously the shock and denial and anger and all of those things. I think very often they all come sort of at the same time, or a lot of them do. But the acceptance, the final step, is something that I think doing what I'm doing here is something that can come quicker, and knowing that something good might come of this. One of the things that really gives me peace is that I got an email from number 5's mom, who said that she would have just been tickled to know that there was this many people that cared about her, even though they didn't know her. And I think that that's one of the promises of the boat. One of the things that makes this channel so unique is that there are so many people that care about people that they don't know. And she said in the email that she was well aware of the fact that her daughter was prostituting herself, and that she appreciates the fact that in her final days she was able to miss one of those sessions, so to speak, because I gave her $20, and she was not upset that I had shared that with the world. And that meant so much to me, I can't tell you. The guilt that I was feeling, people, wasn't because I thought I had a hand in killing her. The guilt that I felt was because I didn't want her family to hear that story and find out that she'd been selling her body that way, through a video that the world already knew about. That was going to be tough on me. The guilt would have been tough on me. She was well aware of it, and she said that however we can use this story to affect the life of anyone, she is all for it. And again, that just, I can't tell you how much that lifted a weight off of me. That was huge. And some other good that has come out of the video, as I told you guys last week, I just stopped looking at analytics. I don't do it anymore. And on the advice of some YouTube people that know a whole lot more about this than I do, it's just, you can chase your tail and you can get all sort of discombobulated, worrying about this or worrying about that, instead of just trying to put out a decent product. And you can get bogged down in the minutia of it and change what might be good stuff because you think you can interpret these these metrics in some way that they're going to make sense. So I have stopped pretty much across the board looking at any of the analytics. The one that you can't avoid, no matter how much you'd like to try, is thumbs up and thumbs down, right? Likes and dislikes. I mean, shy of putting a piece of tape over the screen, every time I do a video, that's going to be something that comes up. And after seeing 2 thumbs down on last night's video, it just really hammered home that the 2 thumbs down I get pretty much on every video are just coming from jerks. I mean, that you would like to, people, if there's something that I'm doing that you're unhappy with, it's always, I would like to believe that the people on the boat would point it out to me and say, hey, here's what we think you should be doing better. So that, to see those, I mean, I don't know how you watch somebody grieve that and go, yeah, I just like this. So that was, honestly, that's something that is a really positive takeaway from what happened yesterday, is that obviously they're just, there are people that dislike me. It's not people that dislike the message, or people that that think I'm doing something wrong. They're just people that don't like me. And there have been a few people that I've had issues with on the channel. So pretty much assured that that's what that is, and I feel very positive about that too. So that's something that came out. And also, people were all in the same boat. I agreed to share my life. It's really the nature of this, and for the most part, my life is super positive. since getting sober, I really have lived a life that I'm very, very pleased with. I'm happy with the progress that I'm making as a human being. But it's a great illustration of the fact that no matter where we are, things like this are going to happen. And there were some great comments, and one that said, you're dealing with this. You're going to feel emotions and it's going to hurt. And there was another one that I think it was Mark Wages that left a comment that said, this is the price to pay for being on the boat. And he's right. This is the ticket. This is the ticket you buy. Yeah, there's so much support that you can get from everyone here, and that's awesome. But you're going to feel it along with me, and I'm going to feel it along with you and along with everybody else. When something happens on this channel, on this boat, that it's going to affect every single person. If we're doing this right, it's going to affect every person. If you're just in your sobriety and you're just here for the message and you don't really care about anybody that's in the comment section, then those kind of things should probably just roll off your back. But I don't think there are very many of those people on this boat. I really believe that the vast majority of people that are here because they care so much that they want to give back, and they realize that there is a certain amount of knowledge that is gained by the lifestyle that we all fell into. I was going to say we chose, but nobody chooses intentionally to be what we had become. But when you fall into that lifestyle and then you get back out of it, when you crawl back out of there, there is a wealth of knowledge that you gain. And I think that people with a developed soul feel the need to lead people out of that darkness. I think it's something that every addict feels at some point when they get sober. In the video, I went off on the gentleman that took umbrage with me giving a 20 to number 5, and maybe I shouldn't have. I was certainly in my feelings, right? I just lost a friend to such a waste. I mean, it's one thing if if a person has an aneurysm or a person dies of cancer, it's always painful. But when it was just so avoidable, if you can get somebody sober, then they're not going to die of a drug overdose. And so I was in my feelings, and I said some stuff about him. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to bring things like that to the channel. I really don't. And my goal was not to have the entire channel just seething with hate for this person. But I read a comment that I thought I would highlight because I think he probably nailed it. The comment said, "I don't believe that you're 16 years sober. I really don't, because I've never met somebody that went through that process and did not have the desire to do exactly what we're doing. One of the only blessings of addiction is that you do find yourself longing to make sure that other people don't fall into the same lifestyle that you did, or if they do, that you have the ability to pull them out of that lifestyle. And that's something that each and every person who gets through addiction finds themselves with. I believe it was Cinnamon Saigon who left a message that said, if you're 3 weeks sober and you're trying to get other people sober and really becoming vested in that and really sort of, putting all of your effort into that's dangerous and probably not very intelligent. And he's right. He's right. But if you got, 15 or 16 years sober, I don't think there's much risk of those situations driving you back. And at 6 years, I don't know if I was not doing this show, if I would have felt the effects would have been the same. Being the guy in front of the camera for the boat, being the captain here, I know that I have to come and I have to share this stuff. And as I said, I don't care what people think about me. As far as I'm not living in Yohari's box of what it is to be a man. But you don't want to come on here and sob for 5 minutes either. And that was a difficult video to get through without crying. I assure you I did plenty of crying before and after the video. But the reason that, the reason that I don't, I guess what I'm trying to say is that when you share something like this and you do it and it's just such a part of what your existence is, then the threat for relapse might be a little bit more extreme. And I think a lot of the crewmates and a lot of the people on this boat are just scared that one of these things is going to come down the pike and I'm going to relapse instantly because of it. And because not just having the pressure of what happens in normal life, but I'm coming here and sharing it, and I'm sort of laying myself wide open for the world to see. So, and I think that that's a legit fear. I put the Suboxone under my tongue for that reason, people. I hope you understand that. I did it again this morning, and I'm not sure if I'm going to stop for a minute. The drug does not affect me in terms of feeling any kind of a narcotic feeling. Just plain and simple, I don't feel that. What I do feel is, and you really have to, Anna left a beautiful message talking about Suboxone because Anna's been there and done that. People, what it does is it coats the receptors, right? And in doing so, when those receptors are raw and open and there's nothing coating them, there is a desire to use that can't be explained. The best description I've ever heard is a voice that isn't a voice. There's just something calling to you inside your body. And that's what opiate use disorder is. Now, if you took this drug and you've never had opiate use disorder, from what I understand, it could be a very serious buzz. I don't know because I have opiate use disorder as bad as anyone on the planet. Decades of doing opiates has assured that I'm that guy. But for me, what Suboxone does is twofold. Number one, it coats the receptors to the point where I don't think about using it anyway. I don't, even through all of the grieving and all the steps of this process. That's not a danger for me. There's other dangers involved in this. I could become a negative cat, and there's other things that could just, affect not just me but now everybody. But the fear of using is non-existent with Suboxone. The second thing that it does, and this is more of a pharmacological thing. If somebody walked in the front door today and said, "Tommy, don't even worry about this. Look, I got China White. This stuff is the best in the entire world. I'll drop it off here. Just get high. It'll take this away for a day." And I said, "Yeah, you know what? That's a hell of an idea." If I decided to go down that road, it's not something I could do because of the fact that the Suboxone is in my system. I would literally have to plan my relapse a few days ahead of time because I would need to let this get out of my system before I could put something else in it. And that's not the story of my life. The story of my life is a snap decision, bad one. I'm going to do this, right? It's there and I'm going to do it. And knowing that the Suboxone is in my system, that is a non-issue. Speaking with my doctor and explaining the entire situation, my doctor suggested that, and not just me, this is what she suggests across the board. She said, I suggest to my patients 5 years. That you, after 5 years, we then take you down slowly off of Suboxone and you go from there. I don't know that that's going to be the case, people, but I'm going to be taking it for the near future, and it's going to make my life more solid because that's just one thing I can scratch off of the list. And since it doesn't affect me in any kind of a buzz kind of way, why would I not? And I think that the more I evaluated that, it was really because of you. I was afraid that there are people in the in the boat and in the comment section who are going to say it's a cop out and I'm not really sober and all that. And then I thought, who cares? I got to stop. I have to stop living that way. Period. So the thumbs down, people. Go ahead and tell me I'm a junkie again for being on Suboxone. I will happily take that. This is me doing what's best, not just for me but for the boat, and I feel good about that. People, I wanted to do this as an update video. I feel bad that I'm not giving what I normally do, which is trying to give you nuts and bolts stuff to aid with sobriety. Tonight's video will be right back to that. We're going to be doing some nuts and bolts stuff. I just wanted to thank you, bring you up to speed where I'm at, and thank you for everything that you did to help me. Not just yesterday, but from the time that I saw number 5 until the time that she passed away. You people are, I use the term support family, and what a perfect way to put it, because the support is there and you people really are family. I'm telling you. Down here is going to be a little symbol. You can click on that and become a part of this. Jump on board the boat. Click the notifications and you won't miss any videos. Over here are a list of a whole bunch of videos. Some of them are funny. You could take a look at some of those so that this has not been a very funny week. So click on some of those. Watch me try to eat some of that pastrami. People, I love you. I am your captain, Tommy Scogle. We'll see you on tonight's video.